Palestine in the summer of 2010, and I went to a music camp in New Year's Day, and the poem was basically about that. So. Mic check, mic check. What if people picked up the art brush instead of the artillery bomb? What if people stopped shopping for oil in the Middle East and Africa and instead shopped for oil color at AC Moore? What if people could stop sculpting their pain into their neighbor's house and instead sculpt it into artistic masterpieces? Backtrack to summer 2010, and I'm sitting in a West Bank music camp talking about Katy Perry with other Palestinians. And we formed this union of musicians who are very much aware of the open-air prison surrounding us physically, but never mentally. And although the settlements colonized our country, the time signature was the only obstacle in the room today. And although the apartheid wall weaved and bobbed through our territory, it was never enough to stop us from following our conductor to the edges of the sheet. Music. It was an oasis for the time being. And although some would rather see hurt than peace for us, this music would be our weapon of choice. Art begins with resistance, not only of others, but of the inner demons within yourself. Born under occupation, I never unlearned human rights. But this thing called the arts gave it a new meaning. Because when triple alliances and secret treaties don't work anymore, and the lady down the block asks you why her house was bombed 2 nights ago, maybe the blues can bar her bawling and fears and transform them into B flats and A minors. Being born in East Jerusalem is never easy when a stamp on your passport tells you to never come back. When justice is learned and not given in return, and when the rich man's dreams become the poor man's tears, and when the politicians keep preaching and no one can keep listening, this beat keeps dropping and this brush keeps painting, and this art is more constant than even these promises that things will get better someday. Because the beauty lies in that anyone can craft their own drum, until the drumming of gunshots ringing in my ears becomes the beat of the tabla. And people say peace after horror is calm and silent, but I'm beginning to think peace sounds like notes, and loud paintings, and dance, and my iPod song list. And all of this art keeps saying, listen people, if people would just tune in. Because in countries like Palestine, in countries where children walking down the wrong road, speaking the wrong language get shot at, maybe if they all spoke the linguistic of art, even the enemies could decipher that dialect. And you don't need Rosetta Stone to understand these masterpieces when the bonds and bridges on the acoustic guitar could build bridges and bombs from Bethlehem to Birmingham. My thesaurus says synonyms for art are talent, knack, and skill. But I think we can add justice to that list because art has the power to master those who think they have mastered violence and more and create monsters into maestros and beasts into Beethovens. I think you get the general portrait. But if you still want to know what is art, then simply ask yourself, what am I?